Well, welcome to this edition of Market Insights. We're going to call this Black Swans and Dragon Kings. You know, the real reason why this thing started, this idea of the Black Swans and Dragon Kings, was because of the Vancouver situation that happened last week when they got so much rain, and Vancouver basically became an island by itself. 3 million people basically landlocked instantly. And so I thought that was rather interesting. We've seen these events before, so we're going to talk about them a little bit there and what we can do about it. So in this issue, we're going to talk a little bit about inherent instabilities and some big opportunities that come along with them, right? So let's get forward going. So a Black Swan event, we've all talked about them before, and it's one of these surprise events that has major repercussions. We saw that with like the 2008 financial crash, you know, the Fukushima earthquake, where that thing, you know, the market crashed on that, and lots of different little things that have happened throughout the world. There are earthquakes, volcanoes are great examples, hurricanes. You don't expect them to be as big as they are, those kind of surprise events, right? The Dragon Kings, on the other hand, I just learned about them last week, and from my understanding, it's basically the same as a Black Swan, but they're based off the inherent instabilities of complex systems. And that's really good for what we have created right now is with like our supply chain. That's an extremely complex system. The financial markets that we've created are an extremely complex system. And if you go looking for it, you can find the instabilities of certain pieces. And when we have an event, the instabilities become magnified apparently. So that's my understanding of a Dragon King. So basically, they are fundamentally the same thing. When these things happen, they're basically a generational memory. People remember what happened in 2008. People are always going to remember that as long as they were, you know, over 20. It was a big event. So why does this matter? Basically because we don't really have much control over the situation while it's happening. If the market opens up, say, and it goes limit down for 3 days in a row, there's absolutely nothing you can do as an individual to get out of that position. You just have to deal with it and watch it. That's a reality. It has happened before, and I believe in 2008 it did happen with that, where the market was down limit and you just can't get out. So, you know, you could lose $3 or $4 a bushel overnight, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, but with these things, you know, these big drops or these disasters, there's usually big future opportunities if we're paying attention to them. So, as a farmer, you want to pay attention to that, right? So, you want to be ready to pounce when there's an opportunity presents itself. And that's why you got to have good risk management skills. When you're marketing your grain, typically you only have one time to sell it. If one of these events happens, say in January, and you're sitting on 100% of your grain, you may not have another opportunity to sell this grain at a reasonable price for another 8 to 10 months because the market has overshot itself and dropped, say, 50% below where it should have gone. So that's a big risk factor that you may have with these events, and that's just something you're going to pay attention to, the risk management. Whoops. So I found this chart here on these Black Swans, and it's from the Visual Capitalist, and there's a link on it on the blog. You all see the link below here. You guys should click on it and watch it. They're really good. And as you can see, you look at 2008 global financial crisis, the market dropped 56.8%, and it took 1,022 days for the market to recover to where it was, right? And you just kind of look at this chart there. It's kind of interesting there. So lots of things that happen, big drops, takes a while for these things to come back. And like I said, as farmers, you know, especially if you look at, say, that Black Monday, took almost a year for the market to return back to its previous levels. So that's something to consider, because if you got to sell your grain and you got to pay some bills, you don't want to be caught on that big drop, right? So you got to hedge your bets, right? So you should take a look at this Visual Capitalist. They're really good. So we'll go from there. Anyways, disclaimer, of course. And you guys wanted to upgrade your grain marketing, we have some great products for that. We do have the Grain Navigator, which is just a publication designed to help farmers make smarter marketing decisions. Its focus is primarily on the big picture, risk management, a bit of speculation, where are we going from here, what to do. So you guys should spend a bit of time, go over this, click some of the links, even scan it with your phone, this QR code, and it'll take you right to where you need to go. So anyways, you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk later. Thank you.